Woo! The power has been with you all along. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Trey Michael, and this segment here, I'm gonna be doing an apology to all of the targeted individuals. Now, the reason that I'm giving this an apology, this apology, is because something slipped my mind that I really want to share with the mass majority of you. Now, what I'm about to say, it's going to blow your mind because I know why you're targeted. I understand, I overstand why this is happening to you. And on this segment today, I want to first say, I'm sorry for forgetting this, because I know that this that I'm going to tell you on this segment here is something that I know the mass majority of you have been seeing with your own two eyes. And if you are seeing this, then I know that you are having a spiritual awakening. And I can explain to you by only using 3 dimensions, the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th, of why these beings are coming to stop you from ascending to your ultimate power. Hey everybody, let's dive deep into this segment. Just imagine, you're in your vehicle and it begins. The gang stalking as normal, right? They're swerving in the lanes to make you know that their presence is there. But you're starting to focus on their license tags, right? You're actually looking for the government issued ones because that's what we learned on the internet, which in my other videos I explain that that's the net that captures you. But see, in that process, I know that the mass majority of you have been noticing these same things. And I want to apologize again for not bringing that up. So I'm going to do a little scenario and make you laugh a little bit or make your chest get a little tight. I'm hoping that your chest does get a little tight because you're going to say, how in the world does this guy know that we're seeing that? That's because I was a targeted individual for 3 years. So the scenario kind of goes a little something like this. You're driving, they're doing the thing, you're pulling out your recorder, or you like me, you paid $400 or $500 on a dash cam in the front and the back. Then you go back and you watch your films. And then you start noticing some of their tags got repeated numbers. 111, 222, 333, 444, 555, and so on. So right now, in this part of the segment, I want you to pause and get in this comment section and tell me how many of you that are watching this right now have been seeing the synchronicities of numbers. And how many of you right now have been seeing them around the same time that your targeting had began. See, I've already been from 3, 4 to the 5th dimension. I understand the complete process of why this is happening. Now, I know so many people are going to disagree with me, and it's okay because I would have disagreed with me if I was at the level that you were at and someone was telling me about this. But what I hope connects you to this segment, what I hope connects you is that none of us have reported that we've been seeing the synchronicity numbers or the repeated numbers, the 333s, the 555s. Some of you that are watching this right now, I do not know you, but I assure you, you'll get in this comment section and tell me about how you woke up early in the morning and you were seeing the clock 111, right? Or before you go to bed, you noticed your clock and it was 11:11. See, if you've been experiencing that, if you, which claim to be a targeted individual, and when I say claim to be, I'm not discrediting you from what you are. I just know that you're not that. I know that you are a powerful being. See, targeted individual kind of gives the feeling or the aspect of a victim. But if you've been seeing these numbers and been getting gang stalked at the same time, there's a 99.9% probability that what you are having is called a spiritual awakening. Now, I told you that I will explain this process to you by using the third, the fourth, and the fifth dimension. And these are the words that I want you to go research if you have the ears to hear and the eye to see. Let me say that one more time. If you have the ears to hear and the eye to see, and you'll get what I'm trying to say to you. Now, I want to give this to you in a very simplified version. Do you remember the movie The Matrix? There was a character by the name of Neo. Neo lived a regular life. That regular life Neo lived was the same life that you and I lived before the gang stalking began. And when you live that regular life, you do the same things, go to the bars, get the drinks, talk to the girls, talk to the boys, get the phone calls from the friends, meet up for dinner dates, and the regular life. And during that regular life, there were no one headlight, people shining bright lights waiting for you when you got out to your cars. You didn't experience that whatsoever. Am I right? Then all of a sudden, something triggered, which we always think that we know why, or the dates that they came or when, right? And the mass majority of us who are wise say, I really don't know why these people came. Well, you're not going to know it at that third dimension. Now, that beginning part of Neo's life is called the third dimension. It's the basic laws of life. Time, go to work, come back home. People say hey, people say bye, people say yes, people say no. The regular substance of life. That's called the third dimension. The evil people or the evil beings that rule this dimension are the same people that do the gang stalking. They are what we call the perps, the handlers, the people who implement this torturous, chaotic experience upon the people of the light. Now, in the third dimension, if you choose to experience and stay in the third dimension, no one will bother you, just like Neo. You'll live a regular life and everything will go fine. Now, what happens on your spiritual awakening journey, and I want you to remember that word that I'm saying, it's called the spiritual awakening journey. Those are the words to Google, not V2K, not MK Ultra. Those are the words that they're giving you, the same ones who are harassing you to keep you in the repeated loop of focusing on MK Ultra, experiencing MK Ultra, focusing on V2K, experiencing V2K, focusing on being a targeted individual, receiving being a targeted individual, focusing on torture, receiving torment, focusing on negativity, receiving negativity. It's the sowing and the reaping. What you put in the soul is what you bring out. What you hear, what you see, what you speak is what you experience. Now, I just talked about this in another topic, but I'm going to explain to you why they stop you and why they harass you on a 24-hour-a-day experience. It's because around the same time that you started seeing those repetitive numbers, I'm sure that most of you started feeling awkward. You started having this sense that things weren't what they were. You couldn't put a label to it. You didn't understand what it was. And this was before you noticed the cars shining the lights. You got to go back and think about it. You started having this experience because I know I did, and I've talked to hundreds of people that say that they are targeted individuals. And I actually just went on Facebook to all of the TI groups, and I was asking people, have you seen the numbers? And the responses were tremendous. And then I knew that I missed a step in explaining to you how you can know that this is not the CIA and Interpol and all of this stuff just to torture you. And I want to stop this for a second because I said this to someone, and I want to say this to you all. And listen, I want you to get in my comment section. I'm going to spend Saturday and Sunday just responding back to your comments. If you send a comment, I'm going to try to the best of my ability to respond. Please try not to make a long 15-page paragraph because I have to do a lot of other people's readings and responding back to them. Everyone says that the whole purpose behind being a targeted individual is just for them to torture you. And I'm here to tell you that is not true. Now I know you're going crazy right now. He's crazy, because some of the people that are experiencing being a TI, sometimes we go frantic mode. We get real crazy because people are telling us to stop thinking what we're thinking. And I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm just giving you my experience. If a person wanted to torture you that has so much power that they rule the entire earth and they're the secret government, it's so much easier to pick you up, cut down every television station, cut off all of the electricity in a 50-mile radius, send the black ops team in your home, stick a needle in your neck, and when you wake up, be able to send electronic trap or torment beams to you from inside of your room, the cell that they have you locked in, cut you a little bit. They can do it. Listen, just trust me when I say this to you guys, okay? Trust me. The United States government can find a lot better way to torture you if that's what they wanted to do. Imagine being balled up and placed into a little box with a tube sticking out of your mouth so that you can breathe out of and continue to live. That's way worse than someone sending tortured electronic machines to come get you. There's ways that people can torment you, you guys. That's way worse than what you experience. So I had to just make sure we understand that unequivocally. If the objective to this world power Illuminati devil cult people was to torment you, then why do you get to go home in AC? Why can't they torture you in a building that has no air? You guys are sitting there drinking water bottles and eating Subways and Pizza Hut pizzas. That's not torture. I mean, it's a bad situation. I mean, but if that was the real objective, they would go a little further. Starve you out, put IVs in your arms, feed you off of tubes. Oh, it's ways to torment someone. That's worse than being a targeted individual. So, the real reason, from my experience, that they're doing this is because they understand the law of one. The law of one states that no human being can have anything occur to them without their permission. Now, I know you guys are saying, well, when did I give my permission for them to target me? You gave your permission when you energetically exchange with the perps. When you're out there watching them and you're holding your cell phone, that's called energetic exchange. That's like a person having an argument and they telling you it takes two to tango. See, if my wife starts to yelling, I can't control her from stopping to yell, but she can't make me interact or entertain her yelling. But when I entertain or interact with that yelling, I'm giving my energy in the law of one to say, hey, you can continue to persist and affect me. So what I'm trying to explain to you is this. They fear you in that fourth dimension. So let me slow back down again. When you begin to see the numbers, you have transitioned your consciousness to the fourth dimension. Now, the fourth dimension is the same realm that you have dreams in. It's the realm where visions and intuition, it's the realm that you can sense what's going on before it happens. Some call it the prophecy realm. It's actually the astral realm. It's the realm between the spiritual realm or the high spiritual realm and the lower realm. It's the bridge, it's the gateway from being the victim to being the infinite power being. Now, the lower vibrational beings from the third dimension and the fourth dimension, their entire objective is to stop you from ever ascending to the fifth dimension. See, in the fifth dimension, you do things like Buddha did. When Buddha was speaking to the people across the river, and then they said they looked back and Buddha was on the other side of the river. See, he teleported from one spot to another. See, some speak about Jesus Christ, correct? And they say that Jesus had the ability to walk on top of the ocean. And it wasn't just Jesus. They tell you about people like Moses, who lived in the fifth dimension as well, who grabbed the rod and split the Red Sea and walked the people of Israel through the oceans and let them fall back on them. Okay? We're talking about where Moses took his staff and smit the stone and made water come out and fed the multitude of the Israelites. I'm speaking about the power of the fifth dimension when Samson took the jawbone of a donkey, according to the Bible, and beat the army of the Philistines. I'm talking about the power to be able to pick up 3 rocks and only fire off one at one of the greatest giants that are defaming the children of Israel. See, the people that have power of this earth, they only have power in the lower frequencies. They fear the day that humanity ascends to become those superheroes that we've always talked about on Marvel Comics. Now, I know this sounds crazy, but guess what else sounds crazy to the mass population? It also sounds crazy that people are spending 24 hours a day to gangstalk us. But the truth is, whether you want to perceive that right now or you want to understand this later, is that the beings that control this planet only control in hate, fear, envy, jealousy, everything of a negative and lower vibration. So they stalk you 24/7, hoping that you will energetic exchange with them and keep you grounded to the fourth dimension or to the third. But the second that you let go of it all, like I've been expressing to you to the fullest, take your focus and attention off of MK Ultra, Interpol, CIA, V2K, and all of your own experiences, and start focusing on things like nature. Focusing on how beautiful of a day it is, how bright and beautiful it is, how beautiful the skies are, how I can see the moon in the daytime. Start taking your attentions to focus on the things that the Creator drew. And when you do that, like the wind blowing, baby, woo, you'll realize that the power had been with you all along. We are infinite beings. This is our world, and we're taking it back right now. So join me, ladies and gentlemen. Get off of looking through the V2Ks. You can come to my site. Come to Applied Consciousness. I got tons of videos that have nothing to do about gang stalking. I have videos that will make you feel good and want to do a little salsa, baby. I got videos that'll make you say, well, I didn't even think about that. And it'll shift your perception to change your reality. And you will jump from that fourth dimension to the fifth. And then you will be one with all things. You guys, what I'm speaking is my truth. And I pray that you take the time today on this weekend to not only experience what I'm talking about, but to share this to people that are outside that may be needing this too. Because just because you're not on YouTube talking about being a targeted individual, just because you're not in one of our social media groups, targeted individual gang stalking groups, doesn't mean that the people that are next to you are not experiencing the same thing. The objective of the evil beings is to stop us from ascending to the fifth dimension, which is love, baby. So help me spread love. That's why I'm standing here right now. To spread love and to wake up the masses so that we can remember that the power had been with us all along. Like we always say, ladies and gentlemen, live, love, and laugh, and namaste, namaste, namaste. Woo! Do you feel it, baby? You have the power. Now brush them haters off and let's focus on the positivity.